Hello, this is Cascade, and what I wanted to do today was give a little preview of my old school Trek 520. And the reason I call it old school is because I bought this in 1991, so this is about 32 years old. And I wanted to point out some of the differences between my old school Trek and today's Trek. And I know Trek has another touring bike that's more for off-roading a little bit more, and then this one is specifically built for mostly on the road, although I can do some hard pack gravel. And you can see by the markings on the bike that it is a Trek 520, and I do not have all my gear on it. I'm just went for a little training ride today, and so let's get started with the different components of the Trek 520. So the first component that I want to go over is my crank, and it's a Shimano Delore. It has 3 different cogs. You might not be able to see the middle cog. That's the one I ride on most of the time, but you can see probably this smaller cog right here. This is my granny gear, and this is what I use when I'm going up over mountain passes or really steep hills. And I was able to climb a couple of mountain passes last summer, and so you can see I've got cages, foot cages here, and I'm kind of old school. I know you can get some clip-ons that would work, but I just like to ride some comfortable, shoes that have kind of a firm bottom, like some skater shoes, and just use the cages there. Back here I've got my cassette, and again you can see it, Shimano Delore DX. The next component that I want to show you, which did not come with the bike, I think some bikes do, some touring bikes come with racks. This one I just bought online and clipped it on here, and this carries my gear. And usually when I'm riding in the spring and the summer and the fall, I will carry this little pack in the back here that has all the necessary equipment that I need for a ride. And then when I do a little tour, of course, I'm going to have my panniers back here. Now, usually, if I'm doing a short little tour, like around 5 days, 7 days, something like that, I'll usually just pack the back with panniers. And then up front here, I have a little front pouch. But I do have little eyelets here, so I can clip on front panniers if I wanted to. And that's what I did when I went cross country. The next part I want to look at is my tires. I have Schwalbe Marathon Plus, and these to me are the best you can get. They do have a little layer towards the top. I think it's about 5 millimeters thick, and it provides just extra protection against any goat heads or nails and stuff like that. And of course this is tubed. And I wanted to show you the size of my bike tires. They're 700 by 35. I could get bigger ones, but these are pretty sufficient for what I need. And you can see the tread right there. And like I said, there is a layer right in here that provides extra protection. And of course, I have some fenders that I use. It snowed here last Friday, and so I've been going through some like water puddles and stuff like that. So it's always good to have some fenders, because you never know what kind of conditions you're going to be riding into. So that's the tires. Next component I wanted to show you were my brakes at. And again, this is 1991, and it's rim brakes. So you can see the little wires there. I think these are called cantilever brakes. And I'd rather have disc brakes, to be honest with you. But like I said, I did a little mini tour, went over a couple of mountain passes, some pretty steep hills, and these work just fine. And this is just an excellent setup, even though it's an old school bike. But I'm kind of an old school guy. Here's my little side mirror. I know you can get mirrors that clip onto your sun or your glasses. I wear glasses, just prescription glasses, but I prefer this a little bit bigger. And this doesn't make things smaller when you look through it. I ordered this online. I used to have one that was attached to my brake hood right here, but you can see the setup there. Last but not least, I wanted to show you my shifters. These are bar end shifters, which I prefer. I know a lot of them now, or many of them, are going towards shifters on your brake levers. But I prefer bar end shifters, and so that's my Trek 520 touring bike, old school. And please hit like and subscribe, and I hope you liked the video, and hope to have more videos coming later when it warms up a little bit more.